Tokitae, the southern resident orca living at the Miami Seaquarium for the last 50 years, has died from health complications. She was believed to be about 57 years old.
Her death coming at a time when many were hopeful that she would be returning back to her home waters in Puget Sound. We want to bring in Dr. Michael Weiss now, a research director for the Center for Whale Research. Michael, thanks for being with us today. What's your reaction to Tokitae's death?
Yeah, it's really heavy news. I actually found out earlier today while I was on the water with the L12s, who are believed to be her immediate family. And yeah, there's just this moment of, thinking about, who knows what would have happened if she was never taken out of the water? Who knows how long she would have made it? But it really felt like she should have been there with them. So it's heavy news.
Michael, you just mentioned this. I know you've done a lot of research on orcas in the Northwest waters, but what specifically can you tell us about the L pod, which is believed to be where Tokitae was from?
Yeah, so L pod is one of the 3 pods of southern resident killer whales. They're an endangered population. At our last census, there were 73 individuals left. For that census, there were 32 members of L pod. That's the lowest number we've ever recorded, actually, since we started the census in 1976. There's some good news this year, especially in the subgroup of L pod that we think Tokitae might have come from, which is the L12s. There's 2 new calves in that group this year who we just saw today, and they both look healthy and happy. And the whale who we kind of think might be a close relative of Tokitae's L25, who's our oldest killer whale in population, is also still going strong. So signs of hope, but also, continued decline in this population.
It's just so sad to hear the declined population. And Michael, Tokitae's story has elevated, the awareness of orcas in the U.S. So many people reacting to this right now. What can you tell us about the health of orcas here in the Pacific Northwest?
Yeah. So there's 2, killer whale ecotypes is what we call them in the Pacific Northwest. There's the mammal-eating pigs killer whales, and they're doing quite well. Their population's increasing at about a rate of 3% a year. But then there's the population that Tokitae comes from, which is the southern residents, which have been listed as endangered since 2005. And the first really big hit to that population was the capture era. A third of the population got taken out, and they've never really bounced back from that due to a lack of prey, toxins, and noise pollution being the 3 big threats. But also that chunk of the population that got removed at that time, they were all young whales, so there's kind of a missing generation of southern residents that you can still kind of see the effects of today.
Michael, I know that this is obviously very sad news, but on a positive note, with all this awareness and talk about Tokitae today, what are you hoping comes next after today's news?
Yeah, I hope that the kind of tragedy of Tokitae's story teaches us something about how we should relate to not just the southern residents, but whales and animals generally. And I think it's really kind of this tragic coda to a story of humans, as we tend to do, seeing something beautiful in the natural world and having our first thought be to exploit it. So I hope that this kind of can serve as an example of the tragedy that comes from that, and maybe changes how we relate a bit to these animals.
Yeah, we're hoping Tokitae's journey changes some minds, that's for sure. Michael Weiss with the Center for Whale Research, thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.